Have you ever watched a royal video and felt like something was being communicated without a single word being spoken? Sometimes, it's not the speech, the outfit, or even the setting that captures attention. Sometimes, it's the eyes. And that's exactly what happened in a recent video featuring Princess Leonor. At first glance, the footage seemed completely ordinary. Another public appearance. Another carefully planned royal engagement. Another moment in the spotlight for Spain's future queen. But as thousands of viewers watched the video, replayed certain moments, and shared their observations online, a surprising discussion began to emerge. People weren't talking about what Leonor said. They weren't talking about where she was. They weren't even talking about who she was standing next to. Instead, they became fascinated by one unexpected detail: her eyes. What was it that nobody seemed to notice at first? And why are so many royal watchers suddenly convinced that her eyes revealed far more than any official statement ever could? Let's take a closer look. For years, Princess Leonor has been trained to master one of the most difficult skills in royal life: emotional control. From a young age, she has lived under constant observation. Cameras follow her every public appearance. Every gesture is analyzed. Every smile is discussed. Unlike most young people her age, Leonor cannot simply show whatever emotion she feels in the moment. She is expected to remain composed, calm, professional, royal, and for the most part, she does exactly that. That's why this particular video caught so many people by surprise. As the footage unfolds, Leonor appears confident and elegant, just as she always does. Her posture is perfect, her movements are controlled, her smile appears natural, everything seems normal, until viewers start paying attention to her eyes. Suddenly, small details begin to stand out. There are moments when her expression remains unchanged, but her eyes seem to tell a different story. Moments where she appears thoughtful, reflective, almost distant. The change is subtle, so subtle, in fact, that most people completely missed it during their first viewing. But once they noticed it, they couldn't stop seeing it. Royal observers often say that eyes reveal emotions that words cannot. Whether that's entirely true or not, it's easy to understand why people became fascinated. Because in this video, Leonor's eyes seem to shift between different emotions in a matter of seconds. One moment she appears focused. The next, she seems deeply reflective. Then she quickly returns to her public smile. It's a sequence that has sparked endless discussion among viewers. Some believe it reveals the pressure she faces as heir to the throne. Others think it shows growing maturity. And some simply see a young woman carrying responsibilities far beyond her years. Whatever the explanation may be, the reaction has been remarkable. Many viewers have commented that Leonor appears different today than she did just a few years ago. Not older in age, older in presence, older in confidence, older in understanding, and nowhere is that transformation more visible than in her eyes. Think back to some of Leonor's earliest public appearances. She often appeared shy and reserved. Her expressions were cautious. Her body language suggested someone still learning how to navigate royal life. That's completely understandable. Few teenagers are comfortable standing before cameras watched by millions. Yet over time, something changed. With every speech, every ceremony, every official engagement, Leonor seemed to grow more comfortable in her role. Today, she carries herself with a level of confidence that many find remarkable. And according to some observers, her eyes now reflect that evolution. There is a sense of determination that wasn't always visible before. A sense of purpose. A sense of awareness. The awareness that one day, she will carry the responsibilities currently held by her father, King Felipe VI. That realization alone would be enough to change anyone. But what makes this video particularly interesting is the timing. Leonor is currently at one of the most important stages of her preparation for the future. Every experience she gains now helps shape the queen she may eventually become. Military training, official duties, international appearances, public expectations. The demands continue to increase. And with those demands comes pressure. Immense pressure. Pressure that most people can hardly imagine. Some viewers believe they caught a glimpse of that reality in her eyes during this video. Not sadness, not fear, not exhaustion, something more complicated. A mixture of focus, responsibility, and reflection. As if she is constantly aware of the path ahead. Of course, it's important to remember that nobody can truly know what Leonor was thinking during those moments. Body language analysis is never an exact science. People often interpret expressions differently. What one viewer sees as concern, another may see as concentration. What one person interprets as emotion, another may view as simple fatigue. Yet despite those limitations, the discussion continues to grow. Because the video seems to touch on something larger than a single moment. It raises questions about Leonor herself. Who is she becoming? How is she handling the transition from princess to future queen? And what does life look like behind the carefully managed public image? The fascination surrounding her eyes may actually reflect something deeper. People are curious about the person behind the title, behind the ceremonies, behind the headlines. They want to understand Leonor not just as a royal figure, but as a human being. That curiosity has followed her throughout her life. Every appearance generates discussion. Every speech creates headlines. Every milestone attracts attention. But recently, there seems to be a growing interest in the quieter moments. The moments that appear less scripted, less formal, more genuine. And that's exactly why this video resonates with so many people. It feels real, even though nothing dramatic happens. There are no shocking announcements. No major revelations. No unexpected incidents. Just a few seconds that viewers interpreted as unusually revealing. Sometimes those moments leave the strongest impression, because they allow people to connect with someone in a more personal way. Another reason the video gained attention is that eyes often become a symbol of change. When people look back at photographs from different periods of life, they frequently notice differences in expression. The eyes seem different, not because the person changed physically, because their experiences changed them. And many viewers believe they are witnessing that transformation in Leonor. The young girl once introduced to the world as Spain's future queen is gradually becoming a woman prepared to embrace that destiny. The transition is happening in real time, right before the public's eyes. Ironically, it may be her eyes that reveal it most clearly. As discussions about the video spread, one theme appears repeatedly: maturity. Again and again, viewers describe seeing maturity in Leonor's gaze. Not the carefree confidence of youth, but the steady confidence that comes from responsibility. The confidence that develops when someone understands what is expected of them. And perhaps that's what nobody initially noticed. Not a hidden message, not a secret signal, not a dramatic revelation, but a subtle indication of growth. Growth that has occurred gradually over years of preparation. Growth that may be easy to overlook because it happens little by little. Yet when viewed through the lens of a single video, it suddenly becomes visible. Whether those interpretations are correct is ultimately impossible to know. Only Leonor herself knows what she was truly thinking during those moments. But perhaps that's not the point. The reason this video captured so much attention is because it reminded people that behind every royal title is a real person. A person experiencing challenges, expectations, responsibilities, and personal growth. Sometimes, the most powerful stories aren't found in grand speeches or historic events. Sometimes, they're found in the smallest details. A brief glance, a quiet expression, a look that lasts only a second. And in this case, a pair of eyes that sparked a conversation nobody expected. So, what did nobody notice about Princess Leonor's eyes in this video? Perhaps the answer isn't that they revealed a secret. Perhaps they revealed something far more interesting. The story of a young woman growing into her future, one step at a time. And for many viewers, that was impossible to ignore once they finally saw it. What do you think? Did Princess Leonor's eyes reveal something deeper in this video, or are people reading too much into a simple moment? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating royal stories and updates.